Hello my motor enthusiasts. You're tuned into F1 Motor Fever podcast.
Hello Enzo, what's the latest from the world of Formula 1?
Oh, we've got a major shakeup from the 2023 US Grand Prix.
Blimey, do tell.
Well, it seems Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc have been disqualified for technical infringements.
You're pulling my leg? What happened?
Apparently, they violated Article 3.5.9.e of the F1 technical regulations, something to do with the thickness of the wooden plank on the floor of their cars.
That's quite the oversight. How does this impact the race results?
It changes everything. Lando Norris now takes second place, and Carlos Sainz moves up to third, completing the podium.
Wow. And what about the championship standings? Any effects there?
Absolutely, Hamilton's disqualification increases his gap to Sergio Perez from 19 to 39 points.
Blimey, sounds like we've got a lot of exciting details to delve into.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your host Enzo, joined by our esteemed commentator, the man with an encyclopedic knowledge of Formula 1, William.
Hello everyone.
We are here to walk you through all the thrilling turns, the high-speed straights, and the heart-stopping moments of Formula 1. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on any of our in-depth coverage. Now, with introductions out of the way, let's put the pedal to the metal. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this disqualification. Hamilton and Leclerc violated some technical regulations, didn't they?
Yes, they did. The issue was with the thickness of the wooden plank on the floor of their cars. According to the rules, it should be at least 10 mm with a tolerance starting from 8 mm.
8 mm, gotcha. So the stewards.
Sorry to interrupt, but I believe there's a slight mistake there. The tolerance actually starts from 9 mm, not 8.
Ah, thank you for the correction. My apologies to our listeners for that mix-up. So, the tolerance starts from 9 mm, not 8. The stewards brought the issue to attention after the race, and both Mercedes and Ferrari acknowledged the accuracy of the measurement carried out by the FIA's technical team. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, Enzo. It's interesting to note that the teams pointed out that the high wear on the plank was likely due to the unique combination of the bumpy track and the sprint race schedule, which reduced the time for car checks before the race. It's a fascinating aspect of F1 racing that many may not consider.
The disqualification of Hamilton and Leclerc certainly had a significant impact on the final results of the US Grand Prix. With their removal from the podium, we saw Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz moving up to second and third positions respectively. Quite an unexpected turn of events, wasn't it?
Indeed, it was. But that's what makes this sport so electrifying. Anything can happen. And it's not just the top spots that get shuffled, it trickles down the order as well. For instance, the young Logan Sargent of Williams moved up to 10th place, scoring his first ever point in F1. Quite a momentous occasion for him.
Absolutely. An unforgettable day for Sargent indeed. And talking about unforgettable, Max Verstappen's performance was absolutely dominant, wasn't it?
It surely was. Verstappen drove a brilliant race. It was clear from the start that he was in a league of his own. And let's not forget the fantastic effort from Sergio Perez, who finished fourth, just missing out on the podium.
True, Perez did put in a solid performance. It's incredible how one incident can drastically alter the outcomes of a race. It really emphasizes the importance of every single aspect of the sport, from car design to race strategy, doesn't it?
Absolutely. On that note, it's interesting to hear Toto Wolff's, Mercedes team principal, take on the situation. He was quoted as saying, "In the end, none of this matters. Others got it right while we got it wrong, and there's no wiggle room in the rules. We need to take the hit, learn, and come back stronger next weekend." It's an honest admission of the mistakes made and a steadfast resolve to correct them.
William, what's the latest chatter over on the web? Any intriguing discussions popping up?
Well, there's quite a lively debate going on in one of the forums. A user by the name of Arato mentioned that there were boos for Verstappen and lots of chants for Checo as the podium ceremony started at the US Grand Prix.
Ah, Verstappen always seems to get a mixed reception, doesn't he?
Indeed, he does. And the responses to Arato's comment are quite interesting. A user called Ultimas1989 predicted there's going to be a fun Mexican Grand Prix.
That wouldn't be surprising. Checo is quite popular there.
Absolutely. but there are a few skeptics in the mix. A user named Move Inside made a quite bold assumption that Checo may not even make it out of Q1.
Ouch. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
It is. And then there's Mr. Applemaker, who suggested to let Checo take the Constructors' Trophy in Mexico, so he'll be on the podium.
Ha. Now, that's an idea. What did the others have to say about that?
User Mio was wondering if it has ever happened that a driver outside podium positions joined the podium for the Constructors' Trophy. Stealthman375 pointed out that Mark Webber and Felipe Massa did get onto the podium without finishing top 3, although for different reasons that don't have to do with the Constructors' Trophy.
Interesting, I wonder how that would play out. Any other noteworthy comments?
Yes, XDOX humorously imagines a scenario where the team asks Max to let Checo pass, and he responds with, quote, "I told you already, those fans annoyed me," unquote, and then proceeds to take a 30-second gap over him.
That sounds like something Max might say. Well, it does seem like the fans are keeping the discussions lively and entertaining. It's always interesting to hear different viewpoints and predictions. That's a wrap for today's episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. Thank you, dear listeners, for spending your time with us as we analyze the riveting outcomes of the US Grand Prix. Remember, your support is what fuels this show. So, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Share our podcast with your fellow Formula One enthusiasts and get them in on the conversation. Who knows, your comment might even be featured on our next episode.
Couldn't agree more, Enzo. And hey, don't wait for us to remind you each time. Just tattoo the show timings on the back of your hand. Or, you could set a reminder on your phone. That works too. We've got plenty more racing yarns to spin in the coming weeks.
Your support means everything to us, and we're looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. Until then, remember our catchphrase, William and Enzo, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold. Goodbye, everyone.